So let's start with this. First of all, I must say, okay, it's February 2024. We're starting with, well, the first month of the year has already gone. Starting to be a very exciting year, not because of this project, because a lot of things are going to happen. I know if you follow the news, you will see. I want to focus on always the starting months of any year here in Germany as a foreigner. I do not know how you see it, Tunçay, but I would say it's a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough. I would say that there are, for example, two kinds of phenomena that you see. First of all, okay, one is that the mood is going down. I think that because Christmas is already in the past, all the parties, presents, everything was really nice. Dinner with family is super nice, and then go back to the reality. You work and in a gray weather, cold weather, or humid weather, and then that makes it a little bit tough. But on the other hand, you have a lot of people with a lot of, how can I say it, with a lot of resolution purposes. I do not know how it's in Turkey, but at least in Mexico is okay.
Is it the same?
Yes, I have plenty of friends, family. They say, okay, this year I'm going to lose a couple of kilos. I'm going to get stronger. Yes. I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to eat healthier. Everything related to health. And here in Germany is more or less the same. When you see that, for example, I do not know, with colleagues, in the gym, you see it definitely.
Yes, this fully agree. Especially in Germany, when I compare with Turkey, in Germany it is more, people say more often, okay, I'm gonna eat healthy, I'm gonna go to gym often, regularly, etc. Then you go to gym, I go to gym regularly, so I see this peak, from January till March, it's full of people, okay? I'm not sure how is it in Mexico. In Turkey it's kind of same, but not that, not that much like here.
I would say that in this case we have the first case where Turkey and Mexico are exactly the same. I see the same trend in Mexico, at least with my friends. Of course, they have a new objectives. My family, the gyms are relatively full, but not as much as here. In the past, what I have been here in the gym, oh my God! You say that you go regularly to the gym. For example, you have just a leg day, and then you have to wait until until the equipment is free. And usually in November, December, everything is empty. You can go at any time. But then January, February, and a little bit of March, oh my God, then you have to go in non-rush hours in order to
also,
be trained.
Let me also take the attention to this way. It's because the weather is, really depressing. The sky is gray. So people don't want to go out, drink. Maybe they try to go do something healthy, different, so boost the dopamine. Maybe that's why they try to go to the gym. It is also possible.
At least what Mexicans say, let's say the party season. The party season starts at 12th of December and ends in 6th of January. That's what we see. That's the party season.
Season?
Because there are a lot of holidays in between.
Okay.
Starting with a Catholic one on 12th of December, the day of the Virgin Mary of Mexico. Guadalupe Virgin Mary, just put like this, and then that's a big day. And then we start with a lot of these pre-Christmas celebrations called posadas. Then comes Christmas, then come New Year, then come the wise men who brought presents to Jesus Christ, and that's at the end of this December, beginning of January, 6th of January. So that's why the party season starts, and that means you eat a lot. Yeah. That's why you have this drive to be a little bit healthier at the beginning of the year. But on the other hand, I think that you're fully right. Here, the weather, at least the first year, it didn't affect me. But right now, let's say after the third or fourth year that I've been here in Germany, I don't know how was your experience, but the weather started to catch me. And starting January, everything great. You go outside, you don't see the sun. For me, that was never relevant. That was never important. That also pushes you a little bit down and say, okay, I'd rather stay at home. No?
Yes, I fully agree. Honestly speaking, that I noticed very early in the beginning when I arrived Germany. The first thing that I noticed, it was weather. It was gray, not always sunny, or the sunny days are really less. And it was quite depressing for me to see the sky is changing, I don't know, 4 times in a day, it's kind of surprising. It was kind of surprising. But right now, I got used to after 8 years.
Just what do you mean that the sky is changing 4 times in a day?
Okay, you start the day, if it's sunny, then all of a sudden, it can get really gray, really cloudy. and then after midday it can rain.
Okay.
The rain can stop, and all of a sudden it can again be sunny. Have you ever experienced this in Germany? A couple of times in Frankfurt, I experienced this.
Yeah, I think so, but I think that it had never really hit me. The point is that at the end everything is cold, and let's say from my personal experience and also from some international friends that I have here, okay, yeah, we cope with it, okay, let's go. But the problem is that here the local population, or basically the people who lived here, who are here, who are born here in Germany, automatically they are, I would say, more sensible to these weather changes. So their mood is not the best one. And let me put you an example. Just a couple of years when I arrived as a student, of course, during this time, and you want to go party, you want to go out, you want to go and see things, to know people, to, I don't know, just to go and have a beer with a couple of friends. But then suddenly I remember that you just inviting them. A couple of them, they told me, hey, no, and I'm sorry, I have just to quote a couple of people and say, sorry, the weather is shitty. I'd rather stay home. That's what they told me. And they cancel a lot of plans, and at the end,
Yeah, that is so true. I mean, if the weather is great, people tend to stay home, cancel the plans. This is also interesting, right?
Yes, for sure. But that's if, and let me just put a little bit more about myself now that that I have a family, I have children, and if it's gray outside, it's cold, it implies a lot more of work. Your child is cold, and then you have to bring a jacket, and then it falls down, and there's water on the street, or now of course it's more work, and then it's like, okay, I'd rather stay home, let's watch a movie or let's do something else. But when you're a student, when you don't have such kind of, or you don't have to do such kind of task, and they say, no, I don't want to go out. I don't want just to go on, let's say, to take the tram and just see you in a restaurant or in a coffee or in a bar just to have a couple of beers, or not beers, coffee. That hit me. That hit me a little bit, and that was one of the, I would not say a hard moment, because I don't want to exaggerate, but it was, I don't know. I'm not in Mexico anymore.
Yeah, you notice that you're not in Mexico. Noticing the weather first.
Yeah, indeed. Exactly. And
but do you think weather has an impact on the society?
Definitely.
Let's say their sport choices, you know what I mean?
Definitely, I know what you mean. In this case, just because, sorry, you touch a very important topic that eventually we will need to discuss it.
Really?
Because I think that weather, well, I not only think, there are actually studies. Weather defines nations.
For real?
For real, yes.
Okay.
On such level, just let me just put an example, because this could be a really, really deep topic to discuss, and then I will just go for the other part. As an example, if the weather for someone, it's winter, it's really cold, so fruit and all the fruit that you can grow on trees and you have from agriculture, from plants, okay, you're not gonna get it. So that forces you to plan. You need to plan. So during spring and summer, you need to have your seeds. You have to put them in the soil. Then you have to harvest, and then you have your cattle, and then prepare your cattle, okay, for the winter, because the winter is gonna be hard, no food.
Okay.
That forces you psychologically to plan, to establish some rules, and if you violate those rules, guess what? You might not survive the winter.
Okay, that is getting interesting.
Exactly, and that's what it's actually happened for if you see the globe for all northern countries or countries that they have such weather like this one. If you see, culturally speaking, they tend to follow more of the rules. They have some planning. They have some a little bit more of a structure. If I compare in this case with Mexico, that one, not of course, Mexico is a very, very big country, and it's different in each region. But let's put it like in general, you have fruit from the tree at every single time of the year. If you're eating a peach and then you throw the peach stone, just because right? In a couple of years it will grow. You don't have to do a lot of work. So of course that changed, that with time, I think that changed a little bit the mentality. Yeah, of course it's an easier way of life. Winter's coming. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit colder, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes actually a lot of sense, because to make the country livable, because it's already cold, not a lot of things are growing. Maybe it's a way that they choose. I mean, people choose. I mean, this is the impact of weather that they, okay, I want to make it here livable. So what do I have to do? I don't know. Set rules. You have to follow the rules, and then we're gonna be the better nation or good nation. Yeah, it's
of course. Eventually,
it's interesting that I've never thought from this perspective.
Yeah.
I know that those countries, let's say, who has more sunny days, they are a little bit relaxed compared to those countries, like those cold countries. Yeah, you are fully right. Those countries with the cold weather, they have really strict rules. This is interesting to notice right now.
That's what I say. It's a very interesting topic, and I think that in another occasion we should really do a deep dive here. And just to bring a couple of examples, there are also studies that I have read that I would also like to share with you, but let's do that in another occasion because it's a very interesting theory, from this perspective. But for example, say in Turkey, unfortunately I have never been to Turkey, but at least what we imagine, what we think is also quite sunny country. At least that you don't have these struggles with such cold weathers, right?
Actually, it depends where you're living in Turkey. If you live in East, you have really cold, gray days, snow, ice. But if you live in West, okay, you have also those days, but it's not really a lot, I would say. And even though in January, okay, it's cold, sometimes it's rainy, it's gray, but the number of sunny days are, of course, compared to Germany, is very, very, very much more.
Of course, the geography depends a lot, and also, as I see, countries also have, Turkey is a big country, so in terms of geography of extension, so it depends where you are.
Exactly. It's like Mexico, right?
Exactly, Mexico. I would say it's long, laid up from north to south, and I would say Turkey is kind of big, like from east to west. Kind of.
Yes.
If you put just of course, just in a very, very quick way to summarize it. But then in Turkey, don't you have, for example, mountains or so where you can go skiing, like they do it here in Germany? Or
we have, but I think so far I know we don't have really like many mountains, and it's not kind of a culture. Yeah. So only, let's say, those people who live in that area, okay, they go and they do ski. Other than that, maybe a little bit rich people. Yeah. So, but so far what I see here in Germany, when I talk to my colleagues, even though they are not living close to the mountain, they say that they get used to go to skiing from the childhood. I think it's kind of culture here. Families are starting really early to take their children to teach them teach skiing, and it kind of hits me, like each of my colleagues is telling me that, we go to winter vacation, like, so okay, where are you going? In Australian mountain. Oh, it's far away, why are you going there? And they're like, yeah, but we got used to, they say, okay, we got used to from the childhood. I think it's really culture here, winter sport. What do you think about it? Do you have any experiences?
Tunçay, that's well, as you know, but the audience doesn't know. I'm married to a German woman.
Okay.
And it's exactly like that. I'm really impressed. The whole family, from both sides, from the father's side, from the mother's side, they are all skiers. They go skiing, and since they are 2 years old. And they go exactly to the same place. They don't want just to know, like, hey, let's go not to Austria, let's go to Switzerland, let's go to Italy, let's go to France or Spain. They're there at the border. There are also some mountains over there. But no, they usually pick a place and they go every year they go there.
Where is that place?
That they go. To be honest, I don't remember the name.
No, but is it on the south or? Which country? Germany? Or?
Usually, a lot of Germans they go basically to Austria. Okay. Austria, in Austria there are plenty. Yeah, there are plenty of mountains. You have there the Alps, and actually it's a little bit more affordable than Switzerland, for example. Actually, in fact, in 1 month I'm gonna go skiing, And exactly
Genaro, for real?
for real. And
So you adapt.
actually, it wasn't fully my choice. That's how it works sometimes when you're married. So you have to look for compromises. So in this case, I have skiing before, but it's not my sport. The main reason why I decided, I agreed. I said, okay, let's do it, is because I want for my son that to learn. Exactly as you mentioned, all your colleagues are in. And my son is 4 years old. He's gonna be on skis for the first time. So let's see how he's gonna do. For sure, better than me. But yeah.
Yeah, it's as we see, weather is really affecting also people's sport choices. Yeah,
More than sport, I would say holidays.
Yeah, holidays also.
Because everybody they save at least a week, or not at least, usually a week to go skiing. It's actually quite expensive to be there. Just imagine if you go there for a weekend, all the effort and all the costs, all the cost of it's too much. So at least, so it's worth it. You have to go there for at least for a week. So okay, you have a long drive with a lot of things, and you have the equipment. Okay, you have to pay the dates. It's a lot of things to do just to be falling down from the mountain. And I also want to mention is an observation that I have seen the last time that I went there, that I went skiing.
What is it?
Is here in Germany, when you're here, here in Hessen, at least.
Yes.
In Hessen, is from the west side of Germany. I would say it's a very multicultural. You see a lot of people. I see if you walk, for example, in Frankfurt, also in Darmstadt, in another city, in Mannheim. Mannheim is not Hessen anymore, but Baden-Württemberg. You go to Mainz, or
you see the whole world, right?
You see this whole, and you listen on the street, all different languages. A lot of them I cannot understand, but they say this is not German for sure.
Yes.
Or not Spanish at least.
Okay.
But there, when you go skiing, you only see, I will put it like this. I do not know how to put it in a correct way, but you see the stereotypical German. They usually tall, blonde family. You only listen German. You might listen to another guy who's lost like me.
This is really interesting observation.
Quite impressive. Where are the Latins here? Where are the Turkish Germany? Where are the Muslim Germany? Where are the Balkan Germans? Everything that you don't find them.
See, I think it's a culture. It's really German culture. Okay, let's say not only German but German, Austrian culture. They do it and they teach their children, and I think it became a culture here. Yeah. Because last time when I talked to my colleague, he said that it's a culture and they love it. It's kind of like thing that passing from father to son, or so they love to go to winter sport, and winter sport is not really famous in our countries. Like in countries like sunny days are more.
Yeah, let's say more abundant.
Abundant. Yeah. I think it became a culture also.
Definitely, it's part of
it's really interesting observation.
I will tell you more after a month. How it was, what is exactly what I observed. This
question,
please.
Do you like the weather here? Where we live, honestly speaking, so in Frankfurt area, do you like the weather?
Yes.
Why?
Okay, first of all, living here, you don't have too many choices. And what I have seen, that the weather that we have in this, what we call it on Rheingebiet, on this Rhine area, along the Rhine River, the weather is quite nice. During winter, it's not as cold as it could be. As it is in some other places, like in the north of Germany, or in the south next to the Alps, which is really windy and cold. Here it's cold, yes, but you can deal with it.
Isn't it balanced here where we live in Rhine?
I would say so. And not because I just say it. Also, I haven't read it. A lot of Germans that I have worked with, that I have met, and we talk about weather, because that's the first thing that you talk with Germans. Weather, they all agree that at least in Germany, this has a very good weather.
Honestly speaking, I love the weather here where I live. Yeah.
Really?
In Frankfurt area. Okay, I come from Turkey. Very sunny days, etc. But I love the weather here. Okay, you have winter, as you said. It's not really cold. It's mild. Yeah, it's, let's say, it never goes beyond -10, -5. If even it goes, it's like 3-4 days. That's fine. And the summers are really good. You know, you have really like the heat. Let's say for a week, for 2 weeks, let's say 30 degrees. But after that, it always stays 20 degrees, and it's super convenient.
Yeah, that's.
I love it.
Now that you put it like this, yeah, I agree on that part. The thing that it's that I don't really like it that much is, for example, when in summer. Well, you remember last summer, and also there were also some summers in the past when actually it got really hot, above 30 degrees. But it's not that the weather is hot. The humidity, it makes that even it makes it even a little bit more uncomfortable than it should be.
That was correct. I think I don't want to sound like activist, but I think it's because global warming.
that's another issue. If I can tell you,
in the last 2-3 years, I think it hit so bad. I fully agree. Last 2 summers, or let's say 3 summers, it was quite hard. It was really sunny and hot, humid,
and it gets uncomfortable. Huh? Talking about summer, because there's also plenty of things that we can just discuss about the summertime here in Germany. But I also want to point out another thing about the winter, about the first time of the month here in Germany.
Yeah,
of
course.
I do not know how it's for you, but at least here it can be very, very cold in some cases. Some days it can be icy. That ice is just created, and there's on the side walls, there's a little layer, a thin little layer of ice.
I think that's a big problem. Here it's a big problem.
Exactly. So here in Germany, I feel really quite secure, quite sure, okay, nothing happened, but it's not in me to look around, okay, if it's going to be slippery or not. It could be very slippery.
It is slippery.
At least the last opinion that I would like to share here with you, at least today, is actually not so long ago. I was just walking, I was just crossing the street, and when I put my foot on the sidewalk, which had ice, I slipped, I fell down, all my body weight fell on my left foot. It was very painful. I really hurt
I can imagine.
I really hurt my ankle. I laid on the floor for a while. Even though the floor was cold, I didn't care. The pain was so much. Your body focused on that, or the pain. Something is wrong. Something is broken. Thank God I didn't break my foot. I just had a very bad sprain, which actually still hurts a little bit. But yeah, that's something that I didn't realize I should have. The first time in my life that happens to me.
That's really sad, man, because I see you also walking with crutches. I can imagine that how these icy, slippery surfaces really hits you so bad. Yeah, so we have to be really careful in the winter time in Germany, especially it gets really icy. But we don't have to forget that es gibt kein schlechtes Wetter, es gibt schlechte Kleidung.
Huh? Exactly. And just to translate that,
I mean, you had a good Kleidung, but this time you got really bad luck.
That was bad luck.
Yeah.
Just to translate it for the audience who does not speak German yet, or do not speak German at all, saying that Tunche just mentioned is there's no bad weather, there's only bad clothing. That means that if you do not say that,
so rational, so on point.
And I know where that comes from. That comes actually from Hamburg. Well, now I have family there. Yeah, thanks to my wife, my lovely family there over there in Hamburg. Greetings to Hamburg. One thing that I once complained, okay, here is very rainy. A lot of times it's rain. I'm coming here in summer, it's rain, and at least every time that I go there, at least one day rains. It doesn't matter the time of the year.
In Hamburg?
In Hamburg. It's quite, I would not say a huge rain, but it could rain a little bit. Also in the north of Germany, with the sea, a lot of wind is coming, blah, blah. And that's when they told me that. And that's the way they should take life, because if you're going to stop doing your things, you're stop living the life, going out just because it's a bad weather, sorry, then you're doomed. At least, I mean, emotionally speaking. I think over there, for example, the Germans, they do it. They have to live with this, let's say, with this motto, with this idea that, okay, let's go out. Oh, it's raining. Okay, I don't care. Let's still go out. And that, I think that's the right mindset. Because if you see the average, okay, the weather might be not as nice as other parts. And if you base all the decisions of going out or having a little bit of fun based on how it's going to be the weather, then you have there let's say a big break of doing some fun stuff or meeting with friends. So what do they say? That's why, okay, there's never a bad weather, just bad clothing.
Yeah,
Okay,
then
just-
put on more clothes and go out. Yeah, have
Like-
fun with your friends.
Choose the right jacket, go out, have a couple of beers, couple of coffees with friends, go back, get wet, okay, shower, in bed.
Oh,
Perfect.
Renato, I really see that you became German.
Oh my god. Well, 12 years here, okay, for sure. But I would say never 100% German. It's always a mix, and I think you will see it when you are daily in the daily life, mixing these cultures, the German culture, which is a beautiful culture, and mixing that with your own, and you create something new. And it's
Unique, yeah.
it's unique. It's you take the best for both worlds.
I fully agree. Well, it was a lovely conversation today.
I really like it. Yeah, I can say so. Happy to discuss a little bit more, but not only weather. It's just the start. There are plenty of things.
There are plenty of things to discuss about Germany. Also, our observations as a foreigner. So
I would say not only for as a Turkish guy and as a Mexican guy. It's just,
exactly. Okay, let's put it in this way. We have a lot to share. So
I'm happy to do that.
see you next time.
Perfect, Tunchai. Then see you next time.
Yes.